Okay.
I just hit it.
We live, Sal. Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? This is your favorite Regal Eagle podcast, guys. Here, with another great week. This week we got, we got those Cowboys going against, our superstar Philadelphia Eagles.
It wasn't me. Like Shaggy, it wasn't me.
Look,
I like what's going on.
with me.
What's going on, Gotti? What's going on, Duke? What's going on to all our fans out there?
What's happening?
Was goody.
So here we go. Once again, we got those Cowgirls coming up this week. It ain't even really, usually in the past, it's always come down to the us against the Cowboys going to win the NFC East or whatever case may be. But this time, it's not even close. It's not even in the warehouse this time. What y'all think about? What y'all got going on? What you think about this game coming up, Gotti?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's a little nervous. Man. We're not playing. We're not playing like we're supposed to be playing. And the Cowboys been hot. Number one scoring offense. And our defense. Everybody knows our defense ain't too shabby, man. So we're gonna find out what to do tomorrow.
What you think, Duke?
Defense, everybody.
Man, you know what? I look at it like this. Rain, sleet, or snow, the Eagles train to go. Okay? Look, the heck with the rest of them other boys talking about. It's all about us this week. This is gonna be a testament between our defense and their offense. That's how it's gonna work. Who wins the turnover battle and who can control the clock? That's what it's gonna be about. And to be honest, like we're gonna get into it later, but there's a couple of things like I'm not even really too much worried about this game. Regardless of what the sports media and the fans say, I could care less. I could really care less. There's a couple of things that really are really minute to us, and it really shouldn't make a difference. But we'll get into that later on in the show. So, Sam, let's go ahead and get into it.
So what's the biggest? So you talk about that, Duke. Let's go into it. What's the biggest headline heading into this matchup?
Honestly, for me, the biggest headline is: can the Eagles defeat Dallas? Since their defense is struggling, can the Eagles beat them up on offense? It's good. Like I said, it's our offense against their defense, and their defense against our offense. I mean, we get it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how it is on every game. But it has more of an eye on it because Dallas's defense is putting up 30 and 40 points on scrub ass teams, and the Eagles offense can't get right. So are they going to be able to score against a high scoring offense? This, that, and the third. Da 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 da. So that's really what the storyline is. That's what the matchup is. Can the Eagles get it done with a lackluster offense with Dallas's scrubby defense versus Dallas's high-powered offense against our, doing it up defense right now? Because right now our defense is doing up now, but with our competition. So when we gonna see, I'm saying, the big, and then also with that, last game we played, they didn't have certain players, and this game we're playing now, we didn't have certain players. So we didn't have certain players like the Cowboys they got whatever Williams and so and so's back now. Okay, well guess what? Jalen Carter didn't play that game, and we beat y'all. And now we have Kobe Dean didn't play that game. Now we got Phillips, Jaden Phillips. He didn't play that game. So the same way y'all got people playing on the defense side of the ball for y'all, the same way we got people on new people playing on the defense side of us too. So I'm not trying to hear that whole they're better on deep. No, I ain't trying to hear that.
What do you think about that, Gotti?
And you're right, Timberly. Jalen Carter's revenge game. He gonna get some of that.
Yeah. I think the biggest headline going into the game tomorrow is the fact that we have a quarterback who's a defending Super Bowl champion and a running back who was a rushing leader last year are not what they were last year, which is understandable. But it's kind of like it's not even close, right? And then we're going against a the number one offense in the NFL, whose numbers surpass ours, significantly. Division rival, and just the Eagles are playing like crap. So while those things put together, it looks like that, on paper the Eagles aren't nowhere near the Cowboys, and actually that's correct. If you look at the numbers, we don't even compare. There's some minute numbers, tight end numbers, tight end touchdowns, stuff like that. But our number ones are nowhere near compared to their number ones. Um, but I think that's the biggest headline. The reigning champions with two losses are are almost on the same level as these bum ass Cowboys with five, 5 wins? How many wins did they have? 5 wins, 4 wins,
I,
5 wins,
I think they got 5. Maybe
5 wins.
no. I don't even
Four.
know
The,
what their
the
record is.
Cowboys, they got 4 wins.
Yeah,
Four,
so
they're
it's just
like 4 and 5.
a defending champion team is struggling, and we don't look good enough to defeat a team that's actually struggling in the numbers in the win column. So that's what I think the biggest headline is, and mainly the quarterbacks, right? So all this big controversy was Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback. This and that. The year's going rough. The year's halfway over, but you have Dak Prescott, who was like just smoking them in statistics. So that's what I think. The offensive number ones aren't compared to the Dallas number ones at all.
Hey, real quick. Now, I mean, this real quick. This even for the people in the comments. Do y'all think that the stuff outside of the game is more headline than the actual game is?
You said
Like
us
all
or
the stuff with AJ and all the stuff with Jalen. You think that stuff outshadows the actual game?
I think it plays a big effect in the game, because when we see that stuff and everybody else sees that stuff, I think the expectation for other teams is Philadelphia is going to try to quiet that noise by feeding AJ, right? So we know last week when we had the pregame podcast last week, I said they're going to try to feed the ball to AJ because he's unhappy, and we saw it in the game, right? We saw it in the game. They're trying to force the ball to AJ, instead of just playing the game, and to be quite honest, there's some plays where AJ didn't deserve those pass attempts. You know what I'm saying? So it is becoming bigger than the game. It is becoming bigger than the matchups, and to me, honestly, it's becoming a problem.
What you think, Duke?
Uh, it's becoming a problem because we're allowing it to be a problem.
That's
Like,
right.
AJ has to understand, you're not going anywhere right now. Play ball. Do what you need to do to secure wins. When the balls are thrown to you, catch them. Don't give up on the routes, because I had a conversation with someone the other day, like, about this whole thing, and I was like, look, when it's bottom line is, if we're paying you to go out there to catch the ball and you're giving up on the routes, that's on you. You're getting paid way too much to be giving up on routes because, well, they're not going to throw the ball to me anyway. It don't matter.
It
You
don't
run
matter.
that route through its entirety. You know what I'm saying? If you're a background singer, then you be the best background singer there is. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do wop, then you better do what you so to wop, so we can, before we wop your ass. You need to be the best of the best. It's as simple as that. If you got to go out, I don't care what you got to do to secure the game. You be the best decoy there is.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like,
Yep, that's
that's just what it
100%.
is. Like, and I feel like right now, like, us as fans, we're making it into something that it really shouldn't be. Like, yeah, we all know that he's frustrated. He's not getting the ball. Okay, well, that's nothing we can fix, AJ. And your antics make it to where, like, do we really want you on the team now? Because now everyone's looking at, like, are you thinking more about you? Because we always say, oh, it's about the team, but is it really about the team with you, bro? Like, is it really about the team with you? Because I
I
mean,
mean, you gotta.
last my check,
Yeah,
it
I
was.
don't. Yeah, because like now they're talking about Jalen's like. I mean, this is the mindset that I have. This ain't Jalen. He's like, I'm doing what we getting the W's. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how it look, regardless of how many passes I'm throwing, how many times Barkley get the ball, I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to do anything to win the game. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm thinking like got it. You know, AJ, you just got paid. You and Smitty both just got paid. You know what I'm saying? What's the why y'all worry about that for? As long as you get that W for me, that's all I care about. All I care about is the win. I don't care about how it look, how many yards I got, whatever the case may be. As long as I get that W, that's all I care about.
Like what? Look, bottom line is, let's just say hypothetically we go out here and we win another one, right? Because and I say it's hypothetical because we ain't even made it to the playoffs. But let's just say hypothetically we go out and we get the dub and we win a Super Bowl. You think AJ Brown's gonna beat Stacy on Menace Society? You think he's gonna be at the kitchen table like, man, he ain't gonna slap the ring away. He gonna be smiling like everybody else. So, bro, just play your game, bro. Just play your game. That's it. You
That's it, man.
Nothing off the kitchen counter.
Hey, just play your what they say, play your role. Just play your role, man. That's your role. Just play it. I mean, this long as the W's is coming. I mean, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care how it looks, man. It's just crazy. It's just I don't understand it. But you know, AJ gonna be AJ. He gonna be the diva. And nobody else complaining. You don't see nobody else really complaining about the ball besides AJ. Smitty ain't complaining. Smitty, how many catches, how many passes or attempts did he have last game?
I don't know.
It was low. It was low.
But yeah, he doesn't complain. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're complaining off camera, you know, and everybody has a right to. But when you know how they say, like, when you discipline somebody, you don't discipline them in public. You do it behind closed doors.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Now I do know
he's doing everything in public.
I do know Smitty had a clip. There was a soundbite when he caught a touchdown at one point in time. He said, "Man, just throw the damn ball, man." So I do know he said it, but he doesn't go all on sports media pages. Come on, I ain't getting the ball. Ask Saquon. Saquon, bro, don't be trying to push narrative Saquon. Don't be trying. Don't do that.
Real.
No, we ain't gonna do that. Don't push narrative Saquon, bro. They ask you and you only.
Oh, what I got from that was I don't think he said ask Saquon. He said
yeah, like
basically
Saquon,
he was saying Saquon don't have the same numbers as last year, just like he doesn't. So he was like, y'all saying the same thing about Saquon, like even but AJ is the one who's putting himself in the spotlight to get these questions asked. They both don't have the same performance as last year. So he's like, Saquon doesn't either. Are y'all giving him the same pressure? But they said, hey,
Saquon ain't talking. You are.
Exactly. That's why he's getting targeted for these questions, because he's the one who's running his mouth.
So they think Dallas has lost. They lost a few games this season, and and we 8-2, and there's still hope out there. For some people, still got hope that Dallas, they still possibly could be in the playoffs. I mean, we'll see. But do y'all think do you think this game is more about playoff seeding or bragging rights?
Let me explain something to you. You said there's people out there. You said there's people out there who still has hopes that Dallas is going to be in the playoffs. That's probably something that has been said for the last 30 years. That's what, like, that narrative is like a broken record.
Yeah,
we got hopes for the playoffs. I'm saying, like, get out of here. Like, look, I talked to a guy who was 25 years old. Was like, yeah, Cowboys. Like, he wasn't even alive the last time they won the Super Bowl. You talking about we got all these rings? Man, get up out of here. But I think at this point it's more of trying to get into the fight. Trying to get that wild card spot. But of course, this is bragging rights, man. They're, I think, 6-1. Dak is 6-1 at home against the Eagles, right? And we're supposed to be wearing Kelly Green tomorrow too, right?
Yep.
So never lost in Kelly Green. I think like 5-0 in the last 5 years, something like that in Kelly Green. And it's just like one of the biggest rivals. It's just one of the biggest rivals in football, man. And I can guarantee you that everybody knows who's in the NFC East. Like, if you ask somebody who doesn't watch football, who's in the NFC East, or who does the Eagles play every year, or who does the Cowboys? It's the NFC East, right? Because the Cowboys are supposed to be America's team, and everybody knows who they play. So I think it's more about bragging rights. Everybody just Jalen Hurts ain't this, Jalen Hurts ain't that. Dak is better than Jalen Hurts, but Dak has never been to the NFC Championship like Jalen Hurts has, even though he's been in the league more years. He has never been to the Super Bowl twice like Jalen Hurts has, even though he's been in the league more years. But I don't know what they're trying to brag for. But I think it's more about bragging rights. We're going to AT&T, division rivals. everybody wants to knock off the Super Bowl champions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to knock off the Super Bowl champions, and this just is going to be what it is. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a great game. Hopefully, we don't let it get away from us. We do what we got to do, but I think it's more about bragging rights than that seed.
When is it not Dallas Cowboys year? It's always their year.
That was a year, and
It's always their year.
It's been a year for fucking 55 years. Like, come on.
He's 755. What you think about that, dude?
The season ain't even over with, and they already talking about some next year's their year.
You think it's about season or bragging rights, dude?
To be honest, neither. Neither, because we all know they're not going. But so many things have to work out in their favor for them to be even in the. What are they even still in the hunt right now? Or are they just off the whole marker? I don't even know. But again,
they got the line and they like under they're still in the hunt line. They like way down here.
How you gonna hate outside the club? You can't even get in.
You can't even
get in. Like I said, like it's like, look, man, y'all not going to the playoffs. Like you're not. So it ain't about playoff seeding because guess what? We're in it for sure. Y'all are trying to get into the playoffs. So I don't even know why they're even talking about playoffs when you're not even in the midst of a playoff run. That's one. In bragging rights, what are y'all bragging about? What could y'all possibly be bragging about? Y'all home field wins?
Beat the Super Bowl champs. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Great. You beat us. Okay. You know who else beat us? 2 other teams. So what are you bragging about? You want to? If beating us is your Super Bowl, bro, go ahead. Because guess what? You're still gonna fumble the playoffs anyway. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This game is so minute to us. It doesn't. I mean, it's a good. I'm not gonna say minute. This game doesn't really. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter because it matters, but it doesn't really play a big vital role in our playoff. It just doesn't because we're going and you're not. Look, Cowboy Nation, whatever y'all want to call yourself, even if you do win, which you're probably not, but even if you do, guess what? You're still gonna be at home, feet up, in Cancun, which is socks on, your Birkenstocks on the beach, sipping mimosas and playing for cocktails when you get off the cruise ship, watching us play on the big screen it's the same thing. It's the same thing every single year with y'all. I don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter. Neither of them matter. Neither of them.
And you know what? In that, and also, even if they do make the playoffs, what team out there is scared to play Dallas in the playoffs?
Nobody. They should want nobody out there. They are probably asking for Dallas in the playoffs. Yeah. If we lose this game, we'll drop down and we'll play Dallas. Let's do that.
All right, yeah. Let's do it because we know they ain't going to win anyway. So
they're like, hey, we want Dallas the first refer out of the playoffs. And people are asking for the Cowboys to play. They like because they know that going to step on it. He going to step out of bounds. He going to throw an interception. He going to do something at the end of the game.
We got to lose 2 more games. Hey, starters. Hey, you're sitting. Don't worry about it. You're not playing next 2 games. You rest up.
Doing a sideline, he's so far. Like, go get them, boys.
Yeah. Let the young boys eat. Yeah, let them eat.
Give us Dallas.
Ain't nobody worry about them.
So who has more pressure to win and why, dude?
Honestly, right now it's and I'm gonna keep it about like all jokes aside. Like I don't really think that it's us that has the pressure to win because their home record is what the home record is. Our Kelly Ring record is what our record is. But like I said earlier, it doesn't really matter win or lose. Like we're still in the playoffs, they're not. So, but as far as pressure, I feel like it is that to win because without this win, if they lose this game, they're definitely not going to win one of the next 2. So the more pressure is on the Cowboys to win because they have to win 2 of the next 3 to even remotely be considered in the playoffs to win 2 of the next 3, and that's with us, KC, and the Lions. So they're almost. I'm not gonna say it's a guarantee, but it's more than likely they're probably gonna lose 2 of them games. Whether it's against us or them other 2, or them other 2 not us. So I don't really think, like I said, that it's really a whole lot of pressure on us to win this game. I just feel like we just need to like just maintain what we have and build on what we have rather than have pressure on any of the sides. Because
What
they're
you
gonna
think,
say what they
guys?
want to say about us anyway. They've been
Yeah.
saying
Oh
it
yeah.
for the past all
100%.
season, so it doesn't really matter.
So Timberly just jumped in the comments and she kind of answered part of my put part of my answer out there. Just each season, we always look at our division rivals, and when we know they're going to be good or remotely good, we always say it's going to be a split, right? Especially with the Eagles in Dallas. We're going to win at home. We're going to win in Philly. They're going to win in Dallas. So I think that pressure of it is on Dallas, but the pressure. This is a very good question. The pressure just of the defending Super Bowl champions is on, of course, us. But I think as far as the way Dallas has been playing with the weapons that they have, and then like I said, you got Dak who's been in the league for probably about 3 years longer than Hurts, and he hasn't done anything, right? Like, when are you going to start producing? When are you going to start earning the money that that you fought for, got paid, and here you are, stinking up the place, right? As a team. But they've been firing. They've been hitting on all cylinders recently. Even though it was the Raiders, right? It's still a professional football team. They have the top offense in the NFL. They are beating us in every category on offense, and the Eagles are just not doing it. Great defensive game last week, especially up to the line. But our secondary, we know, is our weak spot, and they have a outstanding receiving core. Everybody CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb is their number 2 guy right now in stats, like by 400 yards, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens has like 8 or 9. Pickens has 908 yards, and CeeDee Lamb has 557. So everybody's worrying about CeeDee Lamb, and Pickens is going to eat you up. They're going to tear that zone up. So they have the potential to do that, and we had the potential to let people do that, right? But in big games, where we thought that was going to happen, it didn't happen. So, but the games that we thought we were going to dominate, which were the Giants and the Broncos, are the games that we lost. All the games that we were nervous about, we took care of them. So I feel nervous about this game. So hopefully, if history repeats itself, we'll take care of business. But I think it's the Dallas Cowboys. They have the most pressure to win this game. They have all the weapons. They have all the statistics. They have everything that's going for them right now. And for them to lose this game at home would be an abomination. However, that's just the Dallas Cowboys anyway. So
Now,
what you got, Duke?
To add to what Guy was saying, am I nervous? Absolutely. Every time we play the Cowboys, I get nervous. I don't care. They can be 0-1. I'm still nervous because I don't ever want to lose against them. Period. Let that be perfectly clear. I do not like losing against Dallas, and every single time we play them, regardless of what the record is, I'm always nervous. But earlier in the week, Dak Prescott got on sports media and was saying how this is this that, and the third, and this is like a playoff game, blah blah. Well, if this is a playoff game, and this is like a playoff game, we all know when the bright lights hit, the heat is now on. So guess what? Even if you win this one, you're guaranteed to lose the next one. So it doesn't really matter. Like I'm trying to tell you, like it doesn't matter. If this is a playoff game, thank you, Lord, because we know how y'all play in the playoffs. So I'm just saying, put it out there. Right?
I know we
don't let me get
talk about pressure and stuff. I know for us, well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that if we win this game and Dallas loses, then we already got the NFC East sold up. I mean, officially sold up already.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. We got it locked in. If they lose, we win and they lose. But sometimes, I sit back and I think about some of the games the Eagles played, when all they had to do was win one more game, and they sew stuff up, and they always disappoint me. I ain't gonna hold no point. They always disappoint. Oh, they just need to win one more game, and they got it sewed up. And here it comes. That's like that season that Jalen was out, and my man, who was playing? Who was the backup?
Kenny Pickens.
No, but before that,
Tanner McKee?
No, but the season that they lost like 3, and Jalen came in and won that last game that we had to win. Who was the backup quarterback? It was 2 seasons ago. Wasn't it 2 seasons ago? The season we went to Super Bowl. Jalen got
Oh
hurt.
yeah, yeah. Minshew.
Yeah,
Minshew.
he had to win like one. All he needed to win with like one game. He had to win like one game. He lost like 3 games in a row, and it came to Jalen that last game of the season. He had to come in and win for us to go ahead and take the NFC East. But every time there's a game like that, and I don't know if it's superstitious for me, but every time I sit back and I watch a game, and then there's a commentator say something, Eagles, all the thing Eagles need to do is win this one game, and we got the NFC East sold up. And damn, it always happens. It always happens. But talking about pressure, do you think that Dak himself has more pressure on him than as the Dallas Cowboys organization? Do you think he feel like that?
I think he does. I mean, like I said, Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl twice, right? And how long has he been in the league? 5 years?
5 years?
Yeah. Compared to Dak's 8? I think Dak has like 3 years on him. So Dak hasn't even made it to the NFC Championship, right? He hasn't made it to the NFC Championship. He just got awarded this new contract that he begged for. He has all these weapons around him, and he's not doing anything with it. He's not doing anything with it. So what are you here for? What are you doing? What are you doing to help the team? How you haven't even got close to a Super Bowl. So, in that regard, as far as performing, quarterbacks performing, under pressure and stuff like that, he's even not under pressure. That much pressure right now with tomorrow's game. So as far as that, I think he's under the most pressure, especially between quarterbacks. But as far as that Dallas Cowboys organization, he's not doing what they want him there for.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the quarterback edge. Everybody talk about how the Eagles, we got all the weapons. We got the receiving core, we got the running back. And I'm looking at the Dallas. Dallas, hey, they ain't no slouch when it comes to weapons. Williams been running, and they got two number one receivers out there. They got Pickens and they got CeeDee Lamb. So what comes to this game, as far as the quarterbacks go, who y'all think? What y'all think?
I mean, I feel like Dak has an edge because he has two top 5 receivers. You know what I'm saying? And on his side, and with that, he's got the receivers, and he's playing against a weaker side of the ball, meaning on the opposite side of Quinion. So if you got two dominant receivers on your team, and you're going against a decent secondary. I'm not gonna say our secondary is top notch, but it's a decent secondary. Even with Ringo on that side, is decent. It ain't what we want, but I mean, if you look at it from the other side, if Jalen was going against our defense right now, and he would, let's say, for the sake of argument, he was on Dallas, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Jalen's gonna pick him apart. So I would say the same thing with Dak. Dak has potential to pick our secondary off easily with his receivers. So I would say with that he has an edge. But I mean, I just don't think it's going to be enough, and we'll get into that later. But right now, yes, the QB that has the edge, I would say right now, Dak Prescott. But and on top of the amount of points that he's been putting up the past couple games. Well, I'm sorry, not this season.
What you think, Gotti? Who got the edge in this game?
I definitely think Dak has the edge. They're playing better as a unit. Their offense is playing better as a unit. They have their receiving core. That Pickens has 908 yards, close to 1,000 yards. CD is like I said, not close to him by far. But one key factor, I think that's going to push Dak into performing is he's 160 yards, I think, from Tony Romo's franchise passing record. So what better time for them to try to make sure he surpasses those numbers than a home game against the Eagles. So I think it's going to be pass heavy for Dallas tomorrow into a secondary that is weak. Hopefully Vic, dials up some defense that is going to contain Pickett and CD. Let them throw to the tight end. But I think with those factors, with the unit that he has, with that record that's in the balance, I think it's going to be a very pass heavy day for Dak. And with our defense, with our secondary, I think that's going to give him the edge. He's going to tire us out. We can't stop those drives, and it might be bad for us. But we'll see. We'll see.
I see a lot of stuff in the comments. People asking about, Dak, how much time Dak got left, or when they gonna move on for Dak. I don't know if they. I mean, I don't know if they ever gonna move on from this guy. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I mean, they paid this guy a lot of money. You think they ever go? You think how long it's gonna take before they move away from Dak? What you got about that on that question?
If he don't get it done in the next 2, he got to go. And if it's not 2, I don't know how long his contract is, but however long his contract works, if he don't get it done before his contract is over, he's out of there.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be done before that. Yeah,
he's out of there. I don't
but
care.
they're gonna keep him until they get every penny out of this dude. They paid him a lot of money. What you think? What you think, Gotti?
Yeah, I think they're gonna use him, see what he has next year, and after next year, after their season, because next year is gonna be their season. After that, man, they're gonna have to move on from him. I mean, he's a great quarterback, man. He's just not getting it done. I mean, there's games where it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? He's rocking and rolling. But then there's games, there's like, man, hey, and I hear that from Cowboys fans, that gotta go. I think he's a great quarterback, but he's not helping the organization. So it shouldn't be long.
Hey, I'm good with what's his name? MIA what? MIA Philly. I'm with you, brother. Keep Dak and Jerry together. They had great tandem together. They're a great duo for us. Keep them together.
Great for the NFC East.
Until one of them die or one of them get hurt.
Yep. Keep them together. Keep them together because they work wonders for the Eagles organization when they're together like that. Sure. Okay, so we talked about both teams. We both got our running backs are great. We both got a great receiving core. We both got great tight ends, So when it comes to this game, how do you think the offense is going to attack the other team? You think it's going to be more of a ground or air attack, Duke?
Well, for us, I hope and pray that it's more of a ground/short passing game threat for us, because we all know you can't score 30-some points, you can't score 40-some points if you don't have the ball. So if we can control the ground game and those short dings and dunks over the linebackers, gain some shots downfield, that'd be great, because now you're looking at ball possession, time possession on the field, them not getting the ball, and then if we get a couple 3-and-outs with our defense, that's great. So it's all about time possession on our point. So I feel like it should be the ground game for us. Now with them is definitely going to be an air it out type thing, because I don't think that their ground game is going to fare very well against our defense or our linebackers. I feel like Dak's going to be in serious duress during this game, and I just don't think that Dallas front seven is going to be able to compete against our defensive line. So with that, I think he's going to have to air it out, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to have a lot of time to air the ball out. When I say a lot of time, like, he's not going to be back there 5 seconds trying to make a decision. It's going to be a quick 3 to 5 step drop, and it's out of there quick. That's how I feel like.
What you think, Gotti?
Air it out. Listen, and I'm not talking about we don't have to go deep every play, because I'd say a lot of if you watch, a lot of Dallas's interceptions came off of tip balls, right? Balls tip, and they got like 2 or 3 guys back there. 2 of them ain't doing it, and 1 is in coverage. 1 in coverage, tips the ball, and somebody else gets an interception, which I don't know why all those people are back there anyway. So I think a lot of our success is going to come from high percentage pass plays. Tight end dragging across, 10, 15 yards downfield. We've been very successful with that. We hit it in the beginning of the game, and then we don't go back to it. As far as the running game, get outside, get Saquon those quick pitches outside, on the short side of the field, on the unbalanced side, catch them off guard. I think we have to combine those two, so our play action works, right? So we're not threatening the defense will play action pass if your run's not working, right? Nobody's worrying about that play action run, because we know you can't run. So I think it's going to be a combination of both, but definitely those high percentage pass plays are what we need to excel on, either across the middle or hitting that tight end on the out. Goddard and Calcaterra, mix it up a little bit, and definitely, on those obvious running plays or obvious pass plays like we've been doing, put Tank in there, let them get in their pass defense, and let Tank get those 10, 15, 16 yards like he's been doing. So definitely got to mix it up.
Yeah,
Now Anthony Perry. Hey, just one thing. Understand, Carter Dean didn't play, and we didn't have Phillips in that game either.
Yeah,
so
I
now
think
you're looking
somebody.
at Carter Dean and Phillips.
I think. What's his name? Is it Ron Argent, Ohio? He mentioned that too.
Yeah, I seen somebody mention it. Yep, in the comments. Yeah, I think we got to mix it up. I think of course, it's got to be. I want to air it out too. I think both teams are gonna probably test each other's secondary out. I mean, we know we got Quintana Bay back there, but we also got who is it? Dory Jackson gonna be back there?
Probably Dory hurt last week.
So they're gonna test him because they, like I said, they both got they got CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, so they're gonna test our secondary just like we're gonna test theirs because we know Diggs be getting burnt too, and Diggs be getting burnt too in their secondary. So it's gonna be a test. I think it might be a test of the secondaries on this game. To just be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna test each other secondaries out and see what secondary can hold out the best. But in saying that, if our front get the Dak, it's going. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for our front to get the Dak, the Kobe Dean, Phillips, Carter. I'm looking for them guys and continue on that success they had against the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? So if they get the Dak, all that pressure on the Dak, he gonna fold. So it ain't. I mean, the air attack on their side is gonna be limited if we get enough pressure on it.
Yeah, we got to make sure that we adjust. Actually, this is kind of going without saying. We got to adjust. So when we know our line is getting penetration, when the quarterbacks can't get those 5 and 7 step drops, they're going to go to the quick slants, right? So that's CeeDee Lamb all day. CeeDee Lamb all day on those quick slants. Mm-hmm. So the defensive coordinators have to make sure that once we're stopping their primary attack, we have to be able to stop whatever they adjust to or be aware to what they're adjusting to. If we're getting that push up front, we getting them edge rushers coming in. We're getting Davis and Carter coming in, and he doesn't have a lot of time back there. Their next avenue is those quick passes and maybe a quick fade, or passes to try to draw a penalty. But if we don't adjust to our success, it's gonna be a long day because CD will catch those quick slants and take it for 15, 20, 25 yards. And so will Pickens. I keep mentioning CD, but Pickens is out there killing him too.
Yeah,
but
CD is.
Yeah, we gotta make sure. But I think our coordinator is going to have a tougher day just because of the success that the Dallas Cowboys have been having. I mean, on the ground and in the air, right? Double threat. We've had games where we're good in the air, not good on the ground, and we really haven't had games where we've been great on the ground. So it's easier to attack us, either in the ground game or the passing game because we haven't had success with both, throughout the season. So I think our coordinator is going to have a tougher game. I think Williams is he close to 1,000 yards? 809 yards rushing. Our top running back has 662. So they've been successful. That's just one running back. They've been successful on the ground and in the air. So I think our coordinator is going to have a tougher time tomorrow.
All right, go ahead, Duke. What you got about that question?
I'm with Gotti, man. I feel like our DC is gonna have a tougher time, mainly just because of route runners. You know what I'm saying? CD's route running. CD's he's a deep threat and a short route runner.
And he'll catch a pitch in the backfield.
Yep.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how is Vic gonna fix that? You know what I'm saying? It's a tough call. It's a tough order to fill when you got these cats out here put up 24 points, 17 points, 33 points, 27 points, 37 points, 40 points. Like, that's a tough task. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're doing it with Adoree Jackson. With someone who came off injury with Kobe Dean. With Phillips, that's his third game on the team. So, do I think he can get it done? Yeah, it's just a tall order, but I feel like Vic can get it done. He's an old school DC. He's been in the game for a minute. He knows how to get him. If you can win the game without Jalen Carter, you can definitely win it with him, with Dean, and with.
Yep, and 100%. And like you said, they're a high scoring offense, but hey, I look at it like this. So was Detroit. Detroit was a high scoring offense too, and we
Held them to
tended down
9.
to how many points they scored? 9 or
9.
some shit like that. So I do, like you said, I do agree. Both of y'all is going to be a tougher job for RDC. You know, Vic got his hands tied with this one. He's got a lot on his plate. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think he's going to answer the call. You know what I'm saying? So, and hey, I don't know. We talked. You know, we haven't discussed this, but I don't know if it's one of the questions. But let's just go into it. It might be one of the questions. Who is the X factor playing for each team? Who do you think the X factor is for each team, Duke?
Come back to me on that one, man. I'm still on the.
What you think, Gotti? Who the X factor for each team?
For the Cowboys, I'm gonna go with Dak, man, just simply because I can't pick CD and I can't pick um,
Pickens.
Pickens. He's gonna be the one getting them the ball, so I can't just pick one of them. I got to go with Dak, using those two weapons to try to pick us apart. And shit, as far as us, I think I'm gonna go with those edge rushers for Philly to try to get Dak off his game. You know, if he can't throw those accurate passes, you know, if we get him sacked, if he can't get the ball out, then that's going to be, you know, that's going to take away their X factor. So I think our X factor needs to cancel out their X factor. So I'm gonna go with I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Hunt. Hunt was quiet last week. He was loud the week before. He probably got a mean streak in him, you know. So I'm gonna go with Hunt for the X factor for the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow.
Okay. Me personally, I think both QBs for me gonna be the X factors in this game. Jalen's gonna be X factor because, I mean, if you look at the season, like I said, we 8-2, but Jalen hasn't been playing his best ball. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and with all this stuff in the media and all this stuff about they talking about, is more people that's not agreeing with this way Jalen Hurts been playing football in the locker room. So I think he's got a lot of. I mean, I think he wants to quiet some of the noise. I will say, I think he wants to quiet some of the noise out there. So I think for Philadelphia, I do believe that Jalen Hurts is going to be the X factor. Now, like you said, I agree with Gotti as far as Dallas goes. You know, because Dak got a lot of pressure on him. You know, I think he got more pressure on himself than the Dallas Cowboys organization as a whole does. I think he's got a lot of pressure on himself, and he's, you know, people talking about, you know, like his playoff record. You know, he ain't good in the playoff in the postseason. So I think, and like I said, he does have 2 number 1 receivers out there. So I think, you know, he is going to have a lot of pressure on his hands. So I think both QBs in this game is going to be X factors. You ready, Duke, to answer the question?
All right. Turn your speakers up, man. Turn on the bass. Turn up the treble. So look, when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, it's like this. Vic has to call one of his best games on defense. Vic Fangio has to call a phenomenal defensive game this game. That's one. But with that, this is a tandem for me for the Eagles. Jalen Carter, he got something to prove this game. 1, because he missed the first game. 2, because of Spitgate. And 3, just to get some revenge on some shit that he know that taunted him and he got away with. So I feel like he's gonna be on a mission Sunday at 4:15 or whatever time play. He's gonna be on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. Now when it comes to the Cowboys, it is going to be their defensive line is going to be the X factor. How are they going to figure out? How are they going to finagle Jalen out the pocket, or keep him in the pocket and make him throw a ball? That's their question. It's not the coordinator. It's them as a collective. And when I say them as a collective, who's going to be the one pressuring Jalen? Who's going to be the one running the stunts? And all this is definitely going to be coming from the defensive coordinator, but they're going to be the ones that have to actually execute. So that's why I say the defensive line for the Dallas Cowboys. Now again, with us, Jalen Carter, he's just one piece, but he's gonna really have something to prove. And Vic Fangio has to call it a phenomenal game. That's the way I see
it. Andy Perry said Hurts gets up for these games, for these big games. Dak has been known to crumble in big games. These are facts. That's facts. You know.
Hey Anthony, when the bright lights hit, brother, when they cut them bad boys on and he starts sweating pregame, we already know it's over. He always does a 3-and-out when he's sweating pregame. It's
Yeah.
always the 3-and-out.
I do believe what you said, Duke. I do think Jalen Carter is going to be on a mission for this game.
Yeah,
He wants to pay Dak
absolutely.
back.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to pay Dak back for his. Now you know what? Talk about that whole situation with the whole spit gate, whatever the case may be. Now we just had this another spit gate situation just happened. In the
Yeah, I know,
NFL.
right?
You know, with Jamar
Mm-hmm.
Chase. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Jamar Chase, he lied to say he didn't spit. But he got.
That was a whole oyster. That
that
was Tua.
was a whole
That
hot
was a
tour.
whole oyster. I don't know how you try to lie about that.
That was a hot tour. Now I'm just saying that. So they did go ahead and suspend Chase for one game. And then you think about it. Now when you look at the film with the Carter situation, Dak did spit.
He did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why
he spit
didn't
in his
Dak get
direction.
suspended why Dak didn't get suspended like Jamar Chase got suspended?
I kind of. I mean, everybody was on the field spitting. Dak wasn't as close. If Dak didn't spit on anybody, he didn't
That's
spit
why.
on him. Them
He
boys
spit
made.
towards. He
spit
spit towards.
toward, and he can easily argue like I was spitting. What are you going to do? Turn my head? I'm gonna be in somebody's direction if I spit. But them boys made contact. And I'm talking about within. We're also talking about within. Look at the distance. Like Jamar Chase, was that even more than a foot away? You know what I'm saying? Dak and Carter, was that more than 3 feet away? I don't think that's more than 3 feet away. But them boys, they made contact. So I definitely think that it's definitely an argument with contact, with context. Like I said, Dak, I wasn't even mad Dak got suspended. You know what I'm saying? I was more mad that the unprofessionalism. Yeah, he took the bait, unprofessionalism. You're a key part of the defense. You're going for the game. And at that point, I mean, and even at that point, he still was getting personal fouls. Last year, he was getting personal fouls. So, like, at what point do you say, okay, I'll get him back some other way? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you hit him late, hit him low, hit him at the knee, and take that 15 yards because at least that does something for the team.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You might take him out for a play or a series or maybe
one or two
games. You know what I'm saying? That's spitting. You getting kicked out. Don't do nothing for us. You know what I'm saying? Make it worth it.
Nothing.
Make it worth it. Put some lipstick on the pig. Act like you fell. Press his ankle up a little bit. Do something for us if you're gonna get penalized. That was senseless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Jamar Chase went and took it from the nasal cavity and displayed that yugger on him. Yuck!
Anthony said, "Them boys out here spitting, boy."
He took it from the nasal cavity.
Man, yeah, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. So, do y'all think we playing at AT&T? Do you think that they got the home field advantage? How does that play a factor into this rivalry?
100%. Man, I went to AT&T back in I think 2008, 2009. And that stadium, when I mean that thing rocks. So they got the dome closed. All that sound ain't going nowhere, man. It's bouncing right back down on the field. And it's hard to play the Cowboys in that. I don't care how good they are. You going in their house, man. And they listen. Them Cowboys got some pride in their team, no matter how good or how bad they are. Them jokers be throwing part. They'll be 2-8. And they have pregame parties that rival anybody, right? They have some loyal fans, whether they're been fans for a day or fans for decades. They are loyal, and they getting AT&T, and that thing is thunderous, man. I'm telling you. So they definitely had the home field advantage as far as going into AT&T and trying to pull out a win with the crowd's help. Definitely.
What you think, Duke?
Yeah. It's the home field is definitely on this side. I mean, you got. I guarantee you, it's probably a sold out event. Every single seat's paid for. Everybody gonna be there. Everybody's, it's
they have a standing room
against us.
They have an SRO section that's ridiculous.
You're right.
Standing room only.
It definitely gets them. I mean, right now I think are they still 3.5? I think on the spread. I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely on their side of home field. They're gonna get some calls, some bullshit calls that they know they shouldn't be getting. But hey. We got to get it to the point to where it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We tell my daughter all the time, don't ever leave it in the referee's hands. Don't ever leave it in his hands. If you do that, you
No,
lost anyway. So,
you're right. And also, they strategic with it too in Dallas and AT&T. They strategic with that sunlight. You know how that sunlight be coming through that dome.
Yeah,
mhm.
You know,
yeah.
they strategic with it. So
Mhm.
they definitely have they definitely have the home field advantage when it comes to playing in that stadium for this rivalry. So okay, does either team come into this matchup with more momentum? Who has the most momentum coming into this matchup, Duke?
I think momentum. I mean, well, if you're looking at momentum, I would say Dallas only because they won last week against the Raiders. And people say, I mean, they can only play who's in front of them. But even still, with that being said, the Raiders are one of the worst teams in the league, and you just picked up this dude, and he played against one of the worst teams. Of course, he's gonna have a good game. I don't care who came in. My third grade teacher could have came in and got put in his spot and had a good game. I mean, look who you playing against. That's like saying, oh yeah, we smacked up the Jets. You're supposed to smack up the Jets. Everyone's supposed to smack up the Jets. So I mean, as far as momentum's concerned, yeah, only because they won against they had a really really good game, something they've been doing all season against weaker teams, and not so much against teams that are better or over 500 or better than. So as far as momentum, yeah, they're definitely have momentum, but momentum is good until they say until you get punched in the face, and when you keep punching them, keep punching them, keep punching them until they submit. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
What you think, Gotti?
Definitely Dallas, man. Dak coming off 268 yards passing, Pickens 144 yards receiving, Williams 93 yards rushing, almost 100 yards. They got their confidence up. Yes, it was the Raiders, but I mean, a win is a win. Smack is a smack. They take that momentum, and they're coming back home and playing. Definitely them. I mean, even though we came off a win last week, it wasn't a pretty win, and the stats and the performance, wasn't all that great. Like I said, we still aren't playing to our full potential, and at this point, I don't know how much potential we have left. If we don't start producing like we did, last season. And I know a lot of people say, okay, well, this isn't last season. You're right, it's not last season, but this is week 12, right? Well, I'm not asking for no superstar Super Bowl performance in week 1 or week 2. We're in week 12, right? But I mean, exception is we do have some injuries, but for the people who are here and who played last year and who performed last year, they're still here, and then they're
Yep.
still not performing. So and then it's not going to just be okay. We're just going to turn around and throw for 400 and rush for that's not going to happen overnight, and I don't think that day is going to be tomorrow. So I mean, if we do increase our performance from last week, it's not going to be, a big significant increase unless the Cowboys have a significant decrease on both sides of the ball. So I think the Cowboys have the most momentum going into the game tomorrow.
I do agree. I agree with a little bit of that. That with that Dallas win, they have come in because that was a huge win for their offense side of the ball. But I still can't discredit. We might not have the momentum as a whole or as a whole team, but I think our defensive side of the ball has the momentum coming into this game
Mm-hmm.
because of what they did against the Detroit Lions. Jalen Carter and Dave, they had great game. Phillips, great game. Hunt, great game. The Kobe Dean, great game. So I think when it comes to momentum, maybe Dallas has the momentum coming into this game from the offensive standpoint because of what they did with the Raiders. But as a defensive momentum, I think we got that edge because what we did to the Detroit. Because everybody, Detroit's a high scoring offense, and what we did to the high scoring offense, those guys are coming off a great victory on that. So I think it's going to be. I think it kind of equals out as far as the momentum goes when it comes to this game coming up. What y'all think out there? Let's see what they got. Dallas has the momentum. The winner, they don't have the same kind of noise Philly has surrounding them. They do. I mean, because I've never been to AT&T Stadium, but Gotti said he's been there. He said they be rocking up in there. So when it
They
comes
do.
to that standpoint, with the crowd, with the home team advantage, and with this win coming up, they're gonna be hyped in Dallas. They're gonna be hyped up in Dallas when we get there. They're gonna be hyped.
I mean, Dallas has some issues, but they don't have the team issues like we have. Like if y'all watch the game, CD and I
They
keep
were
forgetting
benched.
about
CD
bench.
Lamb and Pickens were benched the first series.
The boys out there partying and they miss
Disciplinary
curfew,
issues.
right? So they don't have they have issues, but they don't have the same issues that we have that involves the team on the field. And I think that's where the that's where they lack the decrease of momentum as far as the of the noise as the team as a unit. I don't think that even made any sense. But yeah, I mean they got stuff going on, but they don't let it affect the team as a whole.
They don't let it affect the team as a whole. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it or not, like I'm with Anthony Perry, 62. Like it does start with the ground game, but we already know like sometimes our ground game just don't get going. So it's like that's why I say we got to get the ground game going and then start working on those small dings and dunks, those quick slants. Because if Saquon doesn't get going and we start to have to start relying on Tank Bisbee, not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying we already know when Saquon's in the lineup in the backfield, they're going to play the run. They're going to sell out on the run. But when Tank Bisbee gets back there, they don't do that as much. That's why Tank Bisbee is getting these long runs, these 2nd and 31s, and getting them. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't think that he's going to run the ball. But if you can get both of them two going, that's when it will open up, like you said, open up those quick slants and those deep balls, like Gotti was referring to earlier, to get down the field. You know what I'm saying? So look, if Tank Bisbee can get going along with AJ, I'm sorry, not AJ, but along with Saquon, Saquon is the key. If he can get going, we are in there. I ain't even worried about it, not one bit if he get going. Not one bit.
I think he can get going as long as we go. Like I said, he had a 15-yard run last week on a pitch to the weak side. Never went back to it the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Or run that same play, fake the pitch and hit somebody on a high percentage pass play. They're not mixing it up enough, and they're not making Saquon less predictable than what he is. He's in there. He's going to run, except maybe like 1 or 2 times the whole game. You know what I'm saying? They're mixing it up, but it's just not enough, and not more often to make that to open up the run game.
Yeah, sometimes I've been looking at that offense and be like, yo, this is the same kind of plays I used to call when I played in the streets in Philly on the street playing street ball. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you go deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same plays. I'm like, yeah, you do got to mix it up some. You got to mix it up some. So thinking about this game,
as soon as the quarterback says "hut," you
gone.
like,
Yeah. I don't care about the cars coming on the street. I don't care about none of that. With that ball in the air, you just go. You don't care about nothing else going on. Now, we talk about this next question with this final drive. I would like to say in this question, I I don't think so. But knowing the history of my team as of lately, we haven't been blowing people out. So for me, I got my defib ready. I got the defib ready, man. Because it's like I got to pull it out. I got my pressure cup ready to take my blood pressure. But it's like every game, I'm like on the edge of my seat. So for me, I don't think this next game is going to be any different. So for me, I do think it's going to come down to the final drive. I think so. What you think, Duke?
I think so too. And I'm gonna tell you why on the score predictions. But I say that because anytime it gets down to that, and I can see Gotti's heart bumping through that hoodie, and I'm like, you know what? Go ahead, Dak. Do what you do. Take the mask off and turn into Tony Romo, baby, because that's what we need. We need that last drive pick. That's right. And guess what? We would have known that it was if it wasn't for that mangy mutt and them kids. That's right. We already know. Come on, Dak. Do your thing, baby. That's right.
What you think, Gotti?
Man, I think if it does, it all comes down to who we're dependent on for that drive. If it's the Eagles, I hope not. I hope not, because it seems like, it seems like we'll get the ball down the field into the red zone. And on these plays, we should have been calling the whole game, these 2-minute drill plays, and then we just fold when we get down to the red zone. Dallas on the last drive, I've seen them do some amazing things, and it's not in our favor. I would tell you that. So if it comes down to the last drive, I just hope it's not us. I hope it's not us on the drive, but I hope if it is them, our defense tends to buckle down. When their back is against the wall, especially in the red zone. I don't know why they let everybody get down to the red zone and just start playing defense. But if it gets down to the last drive, I hope it's Dallas on the last drive because I think our defense excels more under pressure. So, but I don't want the last drive to come down to us and needing a touchdown. Field goal, I'm cool with that, but I don't want us to come to the last drive needing a touchdown.
Yeah, because we know we talk about field goals. We know their Dallas kicker is a monster.
Hate him.
That boy is a monster, man.
Hate
that
him.
boy got a leg, bro. He got a leg. Okay, so here we go. Let's get to it. Are y'all in the comments too? What y'all got for these predictions of this game right here? Let me see what y'all got. Okay, game predictions. What you got, Duke?
All right. The way I see it, like you said, last minute drive, but I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have to keep them 27 points or below because of their defense. Because of their defense, I feel like we can score at least 30 on them. So if we can get scored and hold them to 27, we'll be good. So I got 30 to 27 Eagles.
What you got, Gotti?
So I think that it's going to come down to that last drive. It's going to come down to Dallas having the ball in the last drive, and it's going to come down to them needing a touchdown to tie the game and go into overtime. I can see them scoring, passing touchdown, running back, and then maybe Dak getting a rabbit's foot up his butt and him scoring a touchdown. So 3 touchdowns, field goal, 24, maybe 27 to our 31.
Okay. Like I said, I agree. But I think it's going to come down to the last drive. I think Dallas is going to have the ball. Their home, their field, their momentum. I think they're going to have the last ball to come down the drive. I think they're going to need a touchdown to win the game. I think we're going to be winning by 4. Then we're going to be winning by 4 points, and then they're going to need a touchdown to win it because they can't kick a field goal. So I think it's going to come down to us winning, of course. I think it's going to be 26 Dallas, 30 us. So that's my game prediction. And that be said, y'all know, hey, it's we talk about our time. We look a couple minutes over, but hey, another great week, another great. Thank y'all for my fans out there. Thanks for the Regal Eagle guys out here, my cohorts over here, my battle buddies out here, hold me down. Thank you for all the fans. You know what I'm saying? What you got for the crew, Duke? What you got for the fans out there, Duke?
Hey, look, all I know is we had 16 people on and we ain't got 16 likes. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with y'all's communicators. Okay, as simple as that. Y'all better hit them like buttons. Y'all better make some comments out there if you watching. Everybody, I don't care if the phone is in your pocketbook or your purse. Guess what? You better be hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing. That's all I know. I love y'all though.
What you got for them, Gotti?
Hey, go Birds and bump them bum ass Cowboys.
Hey, you heard what he said. Thank y'all again. See y'all again in here Monday to talk about that win on Sunday. Duke, can go hit that theme music.
All right, let's get it. Hey, we out of here. Love y'all. Peace and hair grease.
Fellow on the beat.